What's up? So my name is Chris and I've been wanting to start a YouTube channel for a while now, but I've also been learning lately that it's a lot more difficult than you would think it would be. I started my first video about 2 months ago and I've been making progress and I feel like I'm learning as I go, but it's also challenging. And I mean, I'm sure that's to be expected for pretty much anybody, but I've kind of been hitting hurdles with just making the videos and staying motivated and focused on what I need to be doing to make progress with this goal that I've given myself of starting a YouTube channel. And it is something that I'm passionate about, something that I really want to do and that I know I'm committed to, but it's almost a little frustrating trying to figure out, why am I hitting this roadblock? Why is it that I'm thinking about it all the time, but I find myself just wasting my time away so easily? And I want to talk a little bit more about that, but I figured that maybe the best thing to do right now would be, instead of putting so much weight on myself to make well thought out videos that I spend a lot of time editing and putting a lot of effort into, maybe I should also make some videos where I just kind of talk about what's on my mind and kind of talk about my thoughts, or little more insignificant things that they aren't as planned out and edited, but I guess they are kind of significant because maybe you or somebody out there will relate to them, and maybe something that I'm experiencing or something that's like posing a challenge to me at any moment could be helpful for you to hear and maybe relate to. If you're on a similar journey, maybe you're also thinking about starting a YouTube channel, or maybe you just like hearing people talk about what's going on in their life and you are interested. So I want to make a video series where I just kind of talk to you about whatever's on my mind or whatever's kind of going on, either in my journey to try to start making YouTube videos and conquering whatever in myself is making that hard for me to do. Talking about those challenges, talking about things that are on my mind in general, and I guess it'll be kind of like a video diary or a video log, or like a vlog, I guess. But yeah, if you're interested, follow along. I would love to share this journey with you, and I would love to create a community where we can talk about things. So I guess it would be helpful to introduce myself a little bit. My name is Chris. I live in Charleston, South Carolina. Probably not the best idea to share that out there to everybody, but I grew up in Memphis, Tennessee, and I lived there for most of my life until about 5 years ago. I moved to Charlotte, then I moved to Charleston. And yeah, I've been working food and bev for about 10 years now, maybe a little bit less. I bartend, but I've also served, food run, expo'd, and that's pretty much what my life has been for the last 10 years. I have a lot of other things that I'm interested in, and I finished college about a year ago, double majoring in graphic design and psychology. And I chose those things because I started looking for a route out of food and bev about 5 years ago or so. I appreciate the job, and I feel like it's a great experience that everybody could benefit from at some point or another, working in food and bev. But I kind of hit a point a few years ago where I started to feel over it, and like thinking, like, what am I going to do beyond this? Because it's not something I ever wanted to do forever. Although, like, I respect that as a career. Food and bev, like hospitality, it's a great career. It's I have no disrespect towards it, but there's other things that I'm interested that I want to be able to explore with my life. And I've always been interested in many different things. Like I was for a while interested in doing counseling or therapy, just because I went through a lot growing up in my household, and it's something that a lot of people struggle with, hardship of many different types when you're growing up. There's so many different things that can make it challenging for you to be able to just feel like you're living a healthy, normal life, So I don't want to go into too much detail about those things, but I feel like those experiences made me who I am today, and made me a stronger person, and so I'm grateful for them now. But I also always have related to people who are also going through things or struggling with challenges in life, or like mental health things. Like, it's always been helpful for me to connect with those people growing up and make those friendships, because there's so much that you can relate over. And it's just always been really fulfilling for me also to be able to be there for people who I feel like I can either relate to or understand what they're going through, or maybe offer some sort of insight through my own experience, you know, to help them out. And I think that's just a really important part of life, you know, like being willing to talk about and be vulnerable about the things that are difficult or that affect your mental state and your quality of life. And because it really applies to your whole life, you know. And if we don't have an open place to talk about those things, or a safe space, it's like, where do you get to address them? Otherwise you just end up bottling them up and never taking care of yourself. But that aside, my point is just to say that, you know, for a long time I really wanted to do counseling or therapy, and I had trouble figuring out what exactly I wanted to do going to college, because I'm interested in other things too. I love life. I love the variety of culture that there is out in the world. I love art. I love history. I love like just all the beautiful places that there are to see around the world. There's just so much to appreciate about life. And a lot of times I feel turmoil because, like, the fact that the environment is being destroyed. There are communities of people that need clean water, that like don't have safe places to live. They don't have access to the resources that they need, like food and shelter, you know, or that are having to live in war zones. Like, and there's people all over the world that are fighting with each other for no reason, like for things that you would think, being developed as a global society as we are today, that we would have been able to move past, but we haven't, and it's sad. And I don't know, like, my point being, I've always wanted to somehow be able to contribute in some way to the better good of our world and our future. And that sounds really kind of dramatic, I guess, but I just care about people, and I care about life, and I want to feel like I'm doing something to help people. So I've been interested in starting a YouTube channel for a really long time, and I think it's a great opportunity to create a platform and a community where we can talk about things that people need to be able to talk about, and where I can make videos about things that I've experienced, or, you know, things that I think could be helpful to someone to either talk to about, like, or to just kind of get together a set of ideas that might just be helpful with certain elements of life, you know? Like, I love watching videos about productivity, mental health, like, you know, like things that are motivational, but like things that contribute to just like bettering yourself. But like, I also love videos about like things that F&B people deal with and like put up with, like those sorts of interaction reenactments. Like, I watch those all the time. I love travel videos. I would love to make travel videos. There's a lot of things that I'm interested in, but yeah, I just think that making these videos here, even if nobody feels like really watching them, because it's really just me talking to you about stuff that's going on in my head and where my head's at, I think this could be a great opportunity to kind of like start showing more of my personality than I'm able to in the more edited videos that I've been focusing on. I think this will help me kind of come out of my shell and feel more comfortable talking to you, and maybe just opening up and connecting with the ideas that I really want to be able to talk to and make videos about. So if you're interested in joining this journey and watching these videos and creating a community with me, I hope that it can be a healthy place. I hope that it can be a fun and rewarding place to take part in. And yeah, I would love to have you here. Please leave me any comments or feedback or like suggestions that you have, or anything really. I'd love to have a community where we can build a good, productive, safe, healthy, awesome place. So yeah, let's do it. If you've watched this video, I appreciate you. Please subscribe. Let me know if there's anything that you'd like to see me talk about, and look forward to more in the future. I hope you have an awesome day.